A SetRegularKey transaction can be used to assign, change, or remove the regular key pair associated with an account. In this video, let's see an overview of what a SetRegularKey transaction does, and in upcoming videos, let's code it together. And the topics will be divided into 4 videos just for ease of understanding. That is, the first thing is assigning a regular key for the first time, and the next video will be changing the already existing regular key, and the third video will be how to remove an already existing regular key, and the fourth video will be black holing an account. Okay, suppose this is your main account which has a public key and a private key and some settings. To make any transaction on the ledger, you need to either sign the transaction using your master key or use a regular key or use multi-signing. So regular key is one of the options to sign the transaction from this account. But before that, we need to set up a regular key for this account. So setting a regular key is nothing but assigning another account to authorize the transactions from this main account. So one thing to note that all accounts by default do not have any regular key set. So in such a scenario, if you try to disable the master key, the transaction will fail. So this is an account set transaction to disable the master key, but since you do not have any alternate method to authorize the transaction from this main account, this account set transaction fails. You must have the master key or a regular key set or a multi-signing enabled, or else this account set transaction will fail with the following message. That is, the operation would remove the ability to sign transactions with the account. The code is no alternate key, which there is no alternate key to sign this transaction, so which makes complete sense. So this is something to keep in mind. Now let's see how we can assign a regular key to our main account. In order to do that, we need another account. Let's call it account 2, which also has public and private key, obviously. Now we can run SetRegularKey transaction to set this second account as regular key for the main account. So this is a SetRegularKey transaction type. We are setting it on the first account. Fee is 0. I'll let you know when it's free, that is fee is 0, and when it is not in the next video. We will see this code in detail in the next video too. So in general, this code sets up second account as a regular key to the first account, which means now you can sign any of the transactions of the main account or account 1 using the private key of the first account or the private key of the second account. Oh, one thing a regular key cannot do is disable the master key. If it tries to do that, it will throw an error that this kind of transaction has to be signed by the master key itself. Okay, so now we shall see how to change an existing regular key. So let's create another XRPL account and assign it as the regular key. So this transaction can be signed by master key or account 2, as account 2 is still the regular key of the main account. And observe here, the sequence number we are fetching should always be that of our main account. And then we are making this transaction on behalf of main account. So the account and its sequence number should match it. Fee can still be 0 if you are signing this using master key, as I am doing it here, and your main account doesn't have password spent flag enabled. We will see more about it in the next video. So this sets up account 3 as the regular key for the main account. And another way of changing the regular key is using the regular key itself. For example, if account 2 is still the regular key, it can sign this transaction and vote itself out of being a regular key of the main account. Here the fee can never be 0. And with this transaction, account 3 will be the regular key of main account, and account 2 can no longer authorize the transactions for main account because it's no longer the regular key. Okay, now let's see how we can remove a regular key. Use the same SetRegularKey transaction but omit the regular key field. Here note that this transaction can still be signed by the main account or the regular key, in this case account 3. So this removes account 3 from being a regular key for the main account. Now main account doesn't have any regular key. Well, in some cases, this transaction might even fail if you don't have another way of signing for your main account. For example, you set a regular key and then disable the master key. Now the only way you can authorize the transaction is using regular key. And now you are trying to remove that regular key and that transaction fails because you don't have any other means to authorize the transaction. In that case, always the transaction fails. So now since we have a little bit understanding about regular key, let's talk about black holing an account. On XRP Ledger, there are some known public addresses for which we do not have any secret keys. So now assign those public addresses as regular key to your main account, and using the main account, disable the master key. Now you lose the access to your main account because your master key has been disabled and you don't know the secret of the address, that is the account you set as the regular key. Now you lose access to that account, which basically means black holing an account. Okay. So the upcoming videos will be about setting the regular key for the first time, and the second video will be changing the already set regular key, and the third one will be removing a set regular key, and the fourth one will be black holing an account. Let's code it together.